Hello everyone, welcome to Chelsea Sport Focus. But before we dive in, make sure to subscribe so you never miss a moment of breaking news. Let's get started.
Chelsea's search for a new attacking superstar has led them back to a familiar market, and the growing noise around Rodrygo's future at Real Madrid has pushed the London club into one of their boldest winter plans in years. What began as a whisper in late December has developed into a fully fledged storyline inside European football. Chelsea believe Rodrygo is available, and they are positioning themselves to move if the Brazilian finally becomes unsettled at the Santiago Bernabeu. Inside the offices at Cobham, the discussion has shifted from early scouting to full-scale feasibility studies. The club's ownership wants to add a proven Champions League-level forward who can operate across the front line, and Rodrygo fits the profile with almost mathematical precision. His technical intelligence, his explosiveness in transition, and his ability to unlock defenses in tight matches make him the kind of player Chelsea have lacked since the peak years of Eden Hazard. The situation in Madrid is delicate. Rodrygo has never publicly expressed a desire to leave, but the internal competition at Real Madrid is fiercer than ever. With multiple forwards battling for the same minutes, the expectation of new arrivals in the summer, and the tactical adjustments around Madrid's long-term project, the player's status is described as fluid by senior figures in Spain. There is an acceptance that Rodrygo's importance fluctuates depending on the opponent, and the continuous rotation has left the forward questioning his long-term position within the team. Chelsea, sensing an opportunity, have stepped forward quietly. The club understands that signing a player of Rodrygo's level requires more than a transfer proposal, it requires a convincing sporting project. Chelsea believe their emerging squad, full of young talent and structured around high press, possession-dominant football, can be an appealing environment for the Brazilian. They are building a team for the next 5 years, not just the next season, and they think Rodrygo could be the face of the next era. The internal conversations at Chelsea revolve around how Rodrygo would be used. He is seen as more than a winger. The analysis department has identified him as a multi-role attacker who can play wide, drift inside as a second striker, or even lead the line in specific tactical shapes. Chelsea want unpredictability in their attack. They want constant movement, rapid combinations, and a player who can turn a tight match with a single moment of individual brilliance. Rodrygo checks every box. The financial aspect is the most complicated part. Chelsea are aware that Real Madrid will not engage in talks unless the offer reflects the player's status as one of the world's most valuable young attackers. Early internal estimates place the required amount far beyond the usual winter figures, which forces Chelsea to explore numerous exit possibilities within their own squad. There is a belief that several departures could accelerate the structure of a proposal that Madrid would seriously consider. What changes the dynamic even further is the growing feeling in London that Rodrygo is not untouchable. Real Madrid, as a club, have a long history of adjusting their squad without hesitation when a major opportunity appears. If they feel they can strengthen in other areas or balance their wage structure, they will at least listen. That small window is what Chelsea are trying to slide through before it closes. They know the competition will be enormous in the summer. They know the player has admirers across Europe, especially clubs who can guarantee trophies immediately. But January creates urgency, and Chelsea want to be the club that acts first. Rodrygo himself remains calm. He is focused on Madrid's season, but those around him are well aware of Chelsea's interest. The player is admired for his discipline and humility. But he is also driven by ambition. He wants minutes, responsibility, and a central place in a project. Chelsea believe they can offer all three. They are presenting him as a future leader of their attack, not just another option in a rotation. If the move eventually materializes, it would represent one of the most dramatic January transfers in years. It would signal a clear shift in Chelsea's identity and intentions, proving that the club is not just collecting talent but strategically targeting the game changers who can elevate them immediately. In a period where the Premier League's financial regulations have forced clubs to think carefully, Chelsea pushing for a player of Rodrygo's caliber would send a message that their ambitions remain vast and unapologetic. Nothing is agreed, nothing is advanced, but the storyline is alive. Chelsea want Rodrygo. Rodrygo is monitoring the situation. And Europe is watching closely, knowing that this is the type of move that can reshape both a season and a project. The next weeks will determine whether the idea remains an exciting rumor or transforms into one of the defining transfers of the winter window. The evolution of Reece James has taken an unexpected but transformative turn at Chelsea, reshaping not only the player's career trajectory but also the club's entire recruitment strategy. What began as a temporary tactical experiment has quickly developed into one of the most significant positional changes in recent Premier League seasons. Chelsea now consider James the most complete midfielder in their squad, a shift that has opened new possibilities on the pitch while simultaneously creating an urgent gap in the defensive structure. As a result, the club has accelerated its search for a new right-back ahead of the January transfer window. The transition started quietly, influenced by a combination of injuries, tactical needs, and the desire to maximize James's unique skill set. Over time, it became increasingly clear that his technical quality, athleticism, and game intelligence offered more value in the center of the pitch than on the flank. As other midfielders struggled for consistency, James's presence brought control, leadership, and a level of composure that the team desperately lacked. The more minutes he played in midfield, the more undeniable his influence became. Internally, staff members observed a sharp rise in the team's stability whenever he operated in central zones. His passing range allowed Chelsea to transition more efficiently from defense to attack. His physical presence added a protective shield in front of the back line. His reading of the game improved the team's defensive organization, particularly in recovery moments. His ability to dictate tempo offered a foundation that many of Chelsea's younger midfielders were not yet ready to provide on their own. Within weeks, what was initially described as an alternative option slowly evolved into a permanent solution. This shift has not been without consequences. Removing James from his long-held right-back position has left a noticeable void in an area of the pitch that was once among Chelsea's strengths. The club suddenly lacks a natural, reliable right-back capable of balancing defensive solidity with attacking contribution. Cover options exist, but none provide the complete profile needed to maintain tactical balance. The coaching staff has experimented with makeshift solutions, including centre-backs and wingers filling in, but the results have exposed the team's vulnerabilities. This reality has forced the club to accelerate plans already under early discussion. The need for a new right-back is no longer a summer priority, it has become a direct January necessity. Chelsea cannot afford to operate without a specialist in that role for the remainder of the season, especially with the tactical demands placed on fullbacks in possession-heavy systems. The recruitment team is actively assessing targets capable of offering both defensive assurance and attacking width, ideally someone young enough to grow within the project but experienced enough to contribute immediately. The decision to redesign James's role permanently reflects a broader shift in Chelsea's football identity. Rather than restricting him to the right side, where injuries and defensive responsibilities often reduced his output, the club now wants to build around his ability to influence games from the center. This aligns with the modern evolution of players once known for being fullbacks but capable of much more. At Chelsea, the belief is that James's ceiling is significantly higher in midfield, and early performances have justified that belief. Fans have responded with a mixture of excitement and curiosity. Many have long argued that James possesses the technical and tactical qualities to thrive in central areas.